everyone, it's Laura again, and thanks for watching, and thanks for your really positive feedback about my tutorials this far. It's kind of encouraging me to keep going, so thank you so much. And I hope you like my lockdown here. Got bored. So today, this has been a request to do something really quick, day to day. Exactly what I do and exactly what I use, and make it really simple. And along the way, I'm going to try and answer the questions you've been asking me. So let's just get straight into it. As usual, I'm still using my Dior Forever Glow foundation, shade 2.5 neutral, and that's as much as I use. It's like 2 little pumps. And I'm going back to the brush. I was using a beauty blender, but like I said in my first video, I really just go through phases with stuff. One method's not better than the other, it's just dependent on your needs actually. So, for instance, if your skin is, if you get quite a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, or your skin's very dehydrated, you probably will find the beauty blender helps you a little bit more. Because when you dampen it and you apply it to your skin, here is my beauty blender, here it is, and you stipple it on damp, it just won't sit in the lines and it will make it really hard wearing. So that was a question that was asked, which should I use? And I hope it's answered that, but always use it damp. And that's as much time as I take over doing my base. Chunky headed brush, perfect for foundation, it just blends it into the skin. Starting from the middle, working your way back. And if I don't need coverage in certain areas, then I don't apply any, or I really shear it out. So where I do need it is this area. This area is okay. I blend out to that area, so there's less in the brush. So it looks much more natural. Foundation done. Next step, Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer. I've used this before. Just into the inner corners. Now I wanted to explain why I do that. If I was to put that right round, because it's a brightening product, what would happen is it looks like I've got white rings under my eyes, or it can look like that. Whereas really the only place I do need to correct is the inner portion. So if I do that, the brightness remains right in the centre, or right in the inner corners, and this bit remains natural. Some people like that kind of really highlighted look, but it's not flattering when you're a bit older, it really isn't, so not for me. And the heat of the pads of your fingers help melt it into the skin, so if you still feel it's a little bit kind of obvious, the colour, just press it in a little bit with your fingertips and it'll melt it into the skin. Next step, powder. Charlotte Tilbury, and this is Flawless Finish powder, and it's shade 2, which is medium. And I'll just put a little bit under the eyes, not much. And across the T-zone, the areas where you might shine. And as I've said before, it's a step I can miss. But if I was working professionally and say working with a bride, I would absolutely powder. It's an essential step when it's to last all day all night, but not when you're wandering around the house at the moment doing lots of nothing. So that's as quick as it is. It's foundation, concealer, powder, done. All of a couple of minutes, yeah? Next up, I'm using Universal Bronzer just now by Chanel. I haven't used this in years, but I just decided to bring it out again. It's a nice summer product because it's not a matte powder bronzer, it's a cream. It's actually a cream, so, but even though it's a cream, you can use it with a brush. And I am using this just to warm up the cheeks. Across the forehead. Now I'm using this to add colour. I'm not particularly contouring. It does have a contouring effect when you use it across your cheeks, but It's really to add colour. I've been doing a lot of sitting in the sun, so I was building up a nice bit of a tan, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get very far with that now. It's pouring with rain. So I felt like when I was just using universal bronzer, it was enhancing that rather than powdering it down and making it look like makeup. The cream texture of the universal bronzer was just helping bring out the nice warm tones of the skin when it's nice and sunny. So next, that is the skin, done. I might add a wee bit of highlighter, but we're done for now. Next up, I'm going to use Naked Reloaded Palette. This is great. This is Urban Decay. And it's a mixture of mattes and shimmers in kind of neutral shades. So there's warm and cool shades in this palette. So I am going to go for something quite coppery, I think, today. Now, again, there's so many rules that you may read with makeup, and I kind of break them all. I don't really stick to the rules. I do what I feel looks good and looks like it's blended, and I don't really pay much attention to the order you're supposed to do things in, because I change it up all the time. I really do. Sometimes I start with the warm transition colour, and other times I start on the lid, and today I'm going to do that. I'm starting with the lid, and I'm using one brush. So this is a shimmery copper shade, and I'm applying that across both lids and blending it into the crease area. Now, if you've got a good brush, this step just is so easy. People are always asking me, how do you get a flawless blend? Well, buy a really good blending brush. They don't cost a lot of money, they really don't have to, but they do the job for you. And then clean it off a little bit and start working along the areas where you can still see the join, if you like. I feel like being quite colourful because I've got pink hair, so don't mind me. A little bit of highlight. A bit of blending with the fingers. And we're done. I'm only going to use one colour today, and I am going to line it. Now, if you watched my last tutorial, you'll see that I did winged liner and lashes, and I was using the Charlotte Tilbury pencil, and today I'm going to use something completely different. It's a actual liquid liner, but I'm going to do it in exactly the same way. So if you missed the last one, or you want a little recap, easy liquid liner. So look down. Doesn't really matter where you start. I tend to start in the middle. Thinner in the inner corner, thicker as you get out. And see if you keep the line straight and just extend it. And I told you the last time to start the liner underneath so it would join and you know where the tip finishes. Well, if you can imagine, I've done that. The line would come up here and join on to make your flick. Other side. Now, it's little flicky strokes, it's not a solid line. Don't think you'd get enough in the brush anyway if you wanted to do a solid line. Now this might not be a day-to-day look for everyone, but it is kind of me. Flicky liner has always been my go-to look. Next up, mascara. Charlotte Tilbury. This is a great one. This is Lengthy Lashes. And back to my natural eyelashes now, which is torture, but hey, this is helping. And underneath. Now, a question I was asked was, how do you prevent products sitting in the lines around your eyes? Now I have lines around my eyes, but I never have products sitting in the lines, and that is because I don't use too much. If you've got excess, it should sit perfectly in your skin unless you're wearing too much, and then the excess will gather in your lines, so make sure you're just keeping it to a minimum around the eye area and only put it where you need it. That's another reason why I don't put concealer here. I don't want it gathering here. Just keep that area nice and free and fresh. And then we're going under eye with a bit of liner. Charlotte Tilbury. And I'm going to use the kind of bronzy side just to trace underneath. And that's about enough, but of course, brows. I'm just following the natural shape. Now I've already shown you in previous tutorials how to measure your brows, so I'm not going to repeat that today. Another question I've been asked was, how do you stop mascara smudging at the bottom here? Again, I think people have a tendency to wear too much under eye products here, too much concealer. I find girls always think they need more than they do. They think their under eyes are really dark and they're not actually, but typical women, we focus on the negatives rather than the positives. So use less and run a little bit of powder under your lashes, just to coat the very tips, and that should stop transfer. There's obviously excess moisture there, which is why you're getting that effect. Now, nearly forgot blush. I'm going to go for a nice bright pop today. This is MAC. And again, highest point of the cheekbone, up and back. Stay away from here. There we are. And a bit of highlighter. So this is Becca highlighter Opal, which is gorgeous, very, very popular. I love this because it's not too white, it's got a nice kind of golden hue. And highest point, just above your blush. And yeah, that face helps. Last but not least, lips. Interesting, I was watching back one of my tutorials one day, and I was watching it with my daughter who's 10, and she said, "Mum, I don't like your lipstick. You put it on, you draw around your lips." And in actual fact, when I watched back the tutorial, I could totally see her point. I never realised it before, but I do. I overdraw too much. So guess what? Today I'm not overdrawing. I'm going to follow the exact natural lip shape. This is Nars. This is gorge. It is called Walk This Way. This is a liquid lip, so it's one of the ones that stain, which is amazing. It just doesn't budge so I love it. Not wearing any lip liner. I don't feel it necessary with liquid lips. I just find because they stay in place so much, you don't really need to have that kind of, I find the lip liner reinforces, but not required. So that is it. We've got bronzy eyes, really quite poppy, bright cheeks, and a kind of peachy lip. Probably looks different on screen, but it's quite peachy. Now that hasn't taken long at all. In fact, that's taken me 15 minutes. So I guess if I wasn't talking so much, I would do it even quicker. But if there's anything else you'd like to know, if you've any questions you'd like to direct at me, or if you're interested in a personal one-to-one Zoom lesson, please let me know. I'd be happy to do that for you. Bye now.